Last month, I spent 3 hours trying to organize my email inbox. 3 hours of my life I'll never get back. Clicking through hundreds of messages, categorizing, deleting, and sorting. Then I discovered an AI automation tool that does this entire process in under 10 minutes. That got me thinking about how many hours we waste on repetitive tasks that AI could quietly handle in the background while we sleep. The promise of AI automation tools saving us time sounds great in theory, but here's what I've learned after testing dozens of them over the past year. Most don't live up to their marketing hype. However, a select few genuinely transform how you work. And today, I want to share the ones that actually deliver on their promises, and the traps you need to avoid. Before we dive in, I'm curious. What's the one boring, repetitive task that eats up most of your day? Drop it in the comments, because understanding your biggest time drain will help you choose the right automation solution. And it also helps me decide which tools to test next. Let's start with the first category that surprised me with how effective it actually was. Email management. I mentioned my inbox disaster earlier, and this is where I found my first real win. Tools like SaneBox and Boomerang use machine learning to understand your email patterns. They automatically sort incoming messages, schedule sends for optimal times, and even follow up on emails that don't get responses. What impressed me most about SaneBox is how it learns your behavior, without you having to train it manually. After about a week of use, it started moving unimportant emails to a separate folder, with around 90% accuracy. The time savings add up quickly when you're not manually filtering through promotional emails and newsletters you forgot you subscribed to. Even if all it does is save you 15 to 20 minutes a day, that's hours back every single month from just one tool. Now that you've seen how email automation works in practice, let's talk about something that affects almost everyone who works online: social media. Social media management often becomes a time black hole, especially if you're trying to maintain a presence across multiple platforms. This is where tools like Buffer and Hootsuite can become genuine lifesavers. But here's what most people get wrong about social media automation. They try to automate everything, including engagement and responses. The tools that actually save time focus on scheduling and content distribution, not pretending to be you in the comments. I learned this the hard way when an automated response tool made me sound like a robot talking to real people. The sweet spot is using AI to handle the mechanical parts while keeping the human touch for conversations. Tools like Later can analyze when your audience is most active and automatically post your content at optimal times. Some advanced versions even suggest hashtags based on your content and track which posts perform best, so you save time on repetitive posting, but you're still the one building real relationships. Moving beyond communication, let's explore document and content creation, where AI automation has made remarkable progress. Tools like Grammarly have evolved far beyond simple spell checkers. The current versions catch tone inconsistencies, suggest style improvements, and even adapt to your writing voice over time. What fascinated me while testing content creation tools is how differently they perform depending on the type of writing. Jasper and Copy.ai tend to excel at marketing copy and blog outlines, while tools like Notion AI work better for meeting notes and project summaries. The key insight here is that no single tool dominates every writing task. I discovered that combining these tools creates a much more powerful workflow. For example, I use Otter.ai to transcribe meetings automatically, then feed those transcriptions into Notion AI to create action item summaries. This combination turns a 30-minute meeting into organized, actionable notes without any manual typing. That's a very real time saving, not in theory, but in your actual workday. The limitations become obvious when you ask these tools for creative or strategic thinking. They're great at structure, grammar, and organization, but they struggle with original ideas or complex problem solving. Understanding this boundary helps you use them effectively without expecting miracles. Next, let's talk about data analysis, another area where automation tools can deliver substantial time savings. Tools like MonkeyLearn and DataRobot can process spreadsheets, identify patterns, and generate basic reports without requiring advanced technical skills. Here's a real-world example that opened my eyes to the potential. A small business owner I know was spending hours each week analyzing customer feedback from various sources. She started using MonkeyLearn, to automatically categorize feedback as positive, negative, or neutral. Then identify common themes. What used to take her 4 hours every Friday now happens automatically, with results delivered to her inbox each week. The interesting part about data automation is how it reveals insights you might miss when processing information manually. These tools can spot trends across thousands of data points that would be almost impossible to catch by hand. However, the risk lies in over-relying on automated analysis without understanding the underlying data quality. Garbage in equals garbage out, and automation can actually amplify errors in your source data. So for important decisions, always verify critical insights manually before acting on them. Customer service automation is another space where AI has matured enough to genuinely improve both efficiency and customer experience, when it's implemented thoughtfully. Tools like Intercom and Zendesk use AI to categorize support tickets, suggest responses, and even resolve simple issues automatically. The most effective approach I've seen combines AI screening with human expertise. The automation handles routine questions like password resets or order status inquiries, while complex issues are routed to human agents with context and suggested solutions already prepared. What surprised me during my research was that customers often prefer well-designed automated responses for simple queries. They get faster answers without waiting in a queue, and human agents can focus on problems that actually require creativity and empathy. The balance here is crucial though. Over-automation in customer service creates frustration when people need genuine help but can't reach a human. The best implementations make it easy to escalate to human support the moment the automation reaches its limits. Now, financial management automation deserves special attention because it directly impacts your money and requires extra caution. Tools like Mint and YNAB can categorize transactions, track spending patterns, and send alerts about unusual activity or budget overruns. The time-saving potential is significant if you currently track expenses manually. These tools can connect to your bank accounts and credit cards, automatically categorizing purchases and generating spending reports. What used to require hours of spreadsheet work now happens automatically. But here's where the risks become serious. Connecting financial accounts to third-party services creates security vulnerabilities, and automation errors with money can have real consequences. I always recommend starting with read-only connections and manually verifying any automated transactions or categorizations until you trust the system. Some people also find that automation reduces their awareness of spending habits. When everything happens automatically, you might lose the mindful engagement with your finances that comes from manual tracking. The key is finding the right balance between efficiency and conscious money management. Let's move to project management automation, which can transform team productivity when it's implemented correctly. Tools like Asana, Monday.com, and Notion have built-in automation features that update project statuses, assign tasks based on workload, and send progress notifications without manual intervention. The most valuable automation I've discovered in this category is deadline and dependency tracking. When one task gets delayed, the system automatically adjusts related deadlines and notifies affected team members. This prevents small delays from snowballing into major project disruptions. Template automation also saves enormous amounts of time in project management. Once you create workflows for common project types, the system can automatically generate task lists, assign team members, and set up communication channels for new projects. The challenge with project management automation is maintaining team buy-in. Automation only works when everyone consistently updates their task statuses and follows the established workflows. Without team discipline, automated systems become unreliable and can create more confusion than efficiency. So stepping back and looking at the bigger picture, successful AI automation follows a predictable pattern. The tools that genuinely save time focus on well-defined, repetitive tasks with clear inputs and outputs. They work best when they augment human capabilities rather than trying to replace human judgment entirely. The most important lesson from my year of testing is that automation requires upfront investment in setup and learning. The tools that save the most time long-term often require the most initial configuration. Quick-fix solutions almost never deliver sustainable benefits. I've also learned that the best automation strategies involve multiple tools working together, rather than searching for one perfect solution. Your email tool talks to your calendar, which connects to your project management system, which syncs with your documentation. That's where you start to see compounding time savings across your entire workflow. But we can't ignore the risks. They include overdependence on automated systems, security vulnerabilities from connecting multiple services, and the potential for automation errors to compound over time. Regular auditing and manual verification remain essential, especially for important processes like finances, legal commitments, and critical customer interactions. As we wrap up, remember that the goal of AI automation isn't to remove humans from the equation, but to free up your time for work that requires creativity, strategy, and genuine human connection. The best automation tools handle the mechanical aspects, so you can focus on the meaningful parts of your work. So the real question isn't, can AI automation tools save time? We know they can. The real question is, which ones align with your specific needs and work style? Start with your biggest time drain. Test one tool thoroughly before adding others. And always maintain enough manual oversight to catch problems before they become serious. What repetitive task would you most want to automate in your daily routine? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if this helped you think differently about AI automation, consider subscribing for more practical, honest insights about technology that actually improves how we work, earn, and live without the hype.